Note for next self-perception. Self-perception means how we perceive our own self, whether I have a positive or negative view of myself. Perceptions. Perception means another. What is that? Okay, how about you? Perception. Perception like sochna. Means you have to thinking about yourself. When you have to think about yourself, whether I have positive or negative view of myself. Okay, more positive view पाइबी और किसी negative view पाइबी. तो ताकि को आज perception बोली पड़े. Positive और negative ये दिटा view मो ऊपर में पाइबी. तो negative आसे भी ताकि मो केमते react करेंगे. तो positive आसे बा सेटा मो केमते react. तो जितना मैं लाइफ में different words of the suppose anybody is giving you like result dhokha. Okay, so that means what you have to say, like you are not to have a panic. You have to say that the person is giving you the right path. Actually, the right path that it is the actual way or not. Okay, or it is giving you the experience to choosing a person. Okay, to whom you have to believe. वो कहाँ को believe करेंगे और वो path में जीवी से तुमको find करें. Okay, so when you have it is sad mood, both life and dukha aseras hangi pado. So at that time you have to give thank to God, right? That God is giving you a chance to bounce back. Okay, so it's not like that. When I go down, morally down, I can't do anything. But it is giving a chance to again rework. Okay, or it is giving you the experience. If the sadness or downflow is not there in the life, then you are not getting anything. So I am experience gain करेंगे. The experience कितने बार में gain करो? ना जितने बार हम अपने sadness पर किसी हमें downflow है. The life में downflow है नहीं हमें experience gain करेंगे. Okay, so that perception is saying that whether I have positive or negative view of myself, it refers to our own interpretation of ourselves. Means you have to judge yourself. Means how you have to think about yourself. So a lot of person are there, they're thinking about you. They're saying about you, but actually it is not me. It's what you are. That if you think that I can't do this, then you have to do this. Then I am capable. But I know what I am. Many processes are involved in it. Our perception of our own self, starting from our physical body to personality characteristics, or potential, maturity level, stability. Okay, all can be included under self-perception. So it is starting from our physical body, is how you have to look and feel. Okay, so and most probably is what most important thing is what your personality and character. What you are means how you are looking, it is not like that, or it is not impact to anybody, but something is impact, that is your personality. मो पर्सनालिटी अन्य जन को भल लागुची कि मते जने एक्सेप्ट करूची कि नहीं कथा बार्ता, सो दैट प्लेइंग ए इंपोर्टेंट रोल। ओके, पब्लिक स्पीकर जति कोइ हमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट नेता मान को हम एक्सेप्ट करूची, हम कथा रे हमें को एज अ आइडल वाली भाबुची, so that means हम कथा रे एमति रोच दैट दे आर हैविंग ए स्पीकिंग पावर इन दैट वे दैट दे मोटिवेट टू ऑल पीपल। ओके, सो दैट हम को बोलते ना वोटिंग रे की करची इज मोटिवेटर सब थाते संदीप महेश्वरी सब होता, तो से माने सब को कुछ ना मोटिवेट करते। ओके, एंड personality characteristics, our potential means the capability, means what extent you can do. Okay, every person is not doing the work, like in company je मैं उठो चाले के इतने वाटर जाओ, कितने ना चाले जी में कितने ना मैंने react करी गरम हो कि चाय करी, so I know that my potential, what to how to do and how to work. I know my potential, that how much I go for the studies and how much I am giving a time for study, then I will cover this chapter. So that is the potential. And this potential is different from person to person. If you think about that in the cricket team, like if you're talking about the Rahul Dravid and Viren Sehwag, Rahul Dravid is slow in innings, means is a dependable in test match. But Sehwag is what? So when the time is going on, then he is a super hit. Okay, but dependable is what? Dravid is dependable. Is in any situation is there. Okay, but Sehwag is what? So it like the time. Adi time is adi movie day. Okay, so that is the potential of that, and maturity level is how you have to handle the situation. Okay, in your child life, the situation that you are handling, but now in the stage, you are mature and you have to handle that kind of. Okay, so like what, like in the childhood, if anything you want, then you are just trying to cry before your father and mother, mother jiddi kari khaivin. But now what happened, you are mature and you know the financial position of your family, and so that you have to demanding on that, so adjustment karo that is नहीं khali khaiji. Okay, so that shows the maturity, and you have to helping to your parents. But in the what kids, when you are kids, you are not knowing about anything, but not know about the situation. When you are become another older, or after 2 to 3 years, you are become more mature and you are involved with the financial support to your parents. एबे हमें adjustment करूची तो 3-4 वर्ष पर हमको करे support दवा start करू. Okay, so that depends, that is called as maturity. And another thing is what maturity is, what to handle the situation. Okay, so everything is what, like where in a kid time we're saying to our parents, we're taking the help of parents, but now what happened, we have to handle ourselves. Okay, so that shows the maturity. That means what, situation handling by oneself, it shows the maturity. Okay, next is stability. Like what, stability means stick on your decision. Okay, like you are not having a fluctuate every time fluctuation. So then fluctuation, then fluctuation. Okay, so you are not like stick on your decision. आज मु एटा करिबी, आज मु पढिबी आ छाड़ दबा दे। काई सांग को कहले हम जीवा बोली बापे कि जीवा पढिया पे स्टिक नथी. So always it is changes. So sometimes happen that in a one day you are giving a lot of time for studies, but in another day it is blank. So it is not like that you can say the stability. Stability means you have to maintain all the things. It is not like that one day you have to go for the learning for the 8 hours, or in another day it is blank. Okay, stability means that every day you have to spend 3 hours for your study. Okay, so that is a stability. So all can be included under self-concept. So that thing means majority thing is what to maintain. First you have to maintain your personality, your physical, your potential, your maturity, and your stability. Okay, so everything is there, but one thing is that you have to also focus on your physical behavior. If health is good, then you have to do all the things. You know what is the disease you have to suffer, and you know where you can try and where you can do. Okay, so other person cannot do it. बुझला मतलब कितना मुझे कितना बार चाली करी कितना दौड़ी करी. Okay, मुझ कितने दूर capable अच्छी उन्हें काम करी करी तो मतलब कोई उन्हें पत्थर उठे आते. That means you know that तब उठे करी उठे. That depends upon you. एक तो मोटा मोटा लोग कितना मोटे पत्थर लोग उठे करी. Okay, so that means the body is supported in that. Sometimes happen that whenever you are going to a situation, you have to evaluate it yourself. Evaluation is not like that you are giving an exam. Evaluation means that you have to evaluate your core value, depend upon your core value. Okay. So a self-evaluation is a process of assessing one's own performance, behavior, or progress, often done to identify the strength and weakness and area for improvement. It is not like that you are giving an exam and somebody is coming and evaluate that you are the good student, you are getting a this mark of the political science, and you have the good in your life. It is not a self-evaluation. Self-evaluation means it is depend upon your performance. Means it is only affected your examination mark only is affected in your life is a 5%. But 95% and other field, it is depends upon your behavior. How you have to behave to others. ମୁଁ ଯେତେ ଲୋକଙ୍କ ସହିତ ମିଶିବି ଯେତେ ଲୋକଙ୍କ ସହିତ acquainted ହେବେ that means it is a progress. Is how I can pick up with the other person. So that is my progress. যদি কথা কই পারো I have a knowledge but I am not able to express myself. Okay, so that it is not having any kind of if you are not expressing anything, that means nobody is knowing is how much standard is good. Okay, written exam is limited for the particular time. In your study, it is limited. Okay, like after graduation or after your PhD is over, but the verbal communication is there with you still for death of your death of person. ମୁଁ କେମିତି ବିହେଭ କରୁଛି ମୋର କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କେମିତି ରହୁଛି ତ ସେଇଟା ସବୁବେଳେ ଇମ୍ପାକ୍ଟ ପକାଏ ଯେ ମୋର ଲାଇଫ ଲଙ୍ଗ ପାଇଁ ଯେ ଆଉ ଲୋକର କଥାବାର୍ତ୍ତା କେମିତି ରହୁଛି ଆଉ କେମିତି କମ୍ୟୁନିକେସନ ହଉଛି so that is your behavior or progress means when I see you in this year, okay, and I know you closely based upon your behavior, based upon your participation in the classes. But later, when you come back after 4 years, that means when you are PG and you are done your PG and you are working somewhere, then your personalities now become different. Okay, so that is showing you your progress. Some like in a student life where wearing a funky dress and anything like when you are working in corporate sector, it is not. But we have to wear the dress by our choice. We have to maintain it. The corporate part, the dress is different. We have to wear the formal dress. Okay, so हमको सब जगह में तो college जाऊँगी, so we have to wear the word uniform. Okay, जितना हमें kids के लिए से समारे दिन से तो play school को जाते हैं, they're not having any kind of uniform. But in college you have to maintain it. But in the PG you have to not maintain it. But you have to wear the formal dress. Okay, but in a professional sector. Some professional sector is there, they're not having any uniform, but you have to maintain the professionalism. Okay, so based upon what, that based upon we go ahead and we are in the corporate world or we are working somewhere, based upon that our talking power is different or dealing with the people is different. Okay, and handling the pressure is different. Okay, like that you have to skip this classes. But when you are in the job, it is not a you can't quit. Okay, so you have to you have a restriction, you have a such kind of rules, and you are if you are not following it, you have to give an explanation about it. Like your salary is cut and they are giving a black mark, and when you switch the job in anywhere, it becomes a problem. Then you are doing the bad thing in a other company, so that you are suffer for. Okay, so if they are so it is impacted to your life. Okay, our procedure and we become more disciplined. And a person is not having any discipline and not dedicated to their work, they're not having any kind of development in their life. Okay, so main reason is what a good student is not to be a good person in a life, but a dedicated person to work. It may be a good person and successful person in their life. Okay, so how much you have a dedication in your work, so that is play the important role in your life. Okay, so that is called as the self-evaluation. Means how much you have to dedicate yourself, and you know that the examination ଆସିବା ଆମେ ତ ହଠାତ୍ ପାଖାପାଖି ହେଇକି ପଢି ନଥିବା, you have to evaluate that course ପଢିନି So you have to evaluate that I can't do this because I'm not studying well. So that is you have to evaluate yourself. And this evaluation is not based upon your examination skill. It is depends upon your behavior, like how people are talking about yourself and your progress upon the identify the strength. What is it also about like the cycle chalo first, then you are having a fear. Put it doka karte mada hijibo. Then sikhijibo, then you are having a strength on there, and you are having a progress on there. So after 2 to 3 months, you are capable to ride the cycle and ride the four-wheeler. Okay, so that is your strength. And what is your weakness? Okay, so I can't handle the pressure. Weakness is what I am like. That I am believing to somebody. Okay, blindly. That is my weakness. So it is person to person. This weakness is different. Okay, because more lollipop okay, so and the area of improvements. Okay, so it is very playing an important role when you are working in a corporate world or a company. Improvement area. Improvement area means how you are dealing with the customers. Customer are accepting you or not. When the customer are coming, the organization, they are not coming to our organization by knowing the organization name. If they coming to here and asking that ma'am is present or that sir is present, and it gives you the value to the company. And that means it gives you value to your life. ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଲୋକ ଆସି ତମକୁ ହିଁ ଖୋଜିବ ଅଫିସ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମିନ୍ସ ତମର ହିଁ କୋର ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଗୋଟେ ମୁଁ ଅଫିସ କଣ ଅଛି ମୁଁ ଜାଣିନି ମୁଁ ଏଇ ମ୍ୟାଡାମ ଅଛନ୍ତି କି ସାର୍ ଅଛନ୍ତି ଆଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ମୁଁ ଏଠିକି ଅଫିସକୁ ଆସି ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ ମିନ୍ସ ଇଟ୍ ମେକ୍ସ ୟୁ ହ୍ୟାପି ଓକେ it involves reflecting on accomplishment challenges and personal growth and can be used for personal development and professional performance reviews. Basically, self-evaluation is actually working in a professional sector. This when you are working. Okay. It involves reflecting accomplishment, challenges, what kind of challenges you have to face. Okay. In your different stages of your working, and you have a personal growth and can be used for the personal development, how you communicate, how you interacting with the people, how you have to increase personal development is when you are joined a company, you only join on your qualification like graduate and PG. So after that, you enhance your knowledge like for the management courses, like you did MBA, you did MCA, all a lot of things are there like artificial intelligence. So you progress on that way, like you progress on the education wise, and in that field you have a experience. Okay, by saying this, I know this. I have already worked over. Okay, so ये सब experience तुमको बहुत प्रकार development करे. Personal development means that is you are having your look and feel changes, and your dealing with the customer have changes. And next is what in the professional performance, how much you are good on your work. Okay, so that is a personal development, and you having a lot of challenges over. You got a tax there, or our tax there. But in that tax, you are not knowing, you are not studying over there. You say, Mr. Patapodi, you say, Mr. Kitty, but you have a challenges. So when you are having a challenges, then you go for learn. Go for challenges, and at that time, when you go for the learn, for studies, you are not going to the question center. You have to go for the online resources or different books. And by searching the books, by searching the online in a different resources, you are having experience on it. ମୁଁ ଲଟ୍ ମାନେ ସବୁ ପ୍ରକାର ବହି ଖେଳିବି ସବୁ ପ୍ରକାର ବହି ମୋ ମୁଣ୍ଡ ଉପରେ ଆସିବ ଆସିଲେ ମୁଁ ସେ ପାଇଁ କଣ କରିବି ନା ନଲେଜେସ୍ ଫାର୍ଷ୍ଟ ମୁଁ ଚ୍ୟାଲେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ ନେବି ଚ୍ୟାଲେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ ନେଲେ ମୋ ପାଖକୁ ଆସିବ ତ ମୁଁ ନଲେଜ କରି ନଉଛି ଆଉ ମୋ ପର୍ସନାଲ ଗ୍ରୋଥ ଓକେ and personal development and performance professional performance review. So review is a review is happening in two way. Review is what like some of time when I talk with the parent is asking for how my daughter is performing. She is performing good. Okay, if you want to she is performing. So in which basis I'm telling that she is performing good? In the way. That means I'm telling lie. Yes or no? How? I'm telling lie because I'm not evaluating you. But still I'm saying that she is performing good. The evaluation process is not dependent upon on the pen and paper. It is also dependent upon the how you are participating in the classes, how you are regular in the classes, how you are listening. So it all together it is called as the how you are performing. The performance is not based upon only the pen and paper and written exam. It is based upon all the things. And your school, your colleges, always focus on that particular field. Basically, your schooling. In a school, you are having like extracurricular activities. They are providing you grade A, B, C. So it's based upon what? And you're having a one class teacher. Okay, so class teacher means is focusing all the things. Tax curriculum, exam phone. So they are having a responsibility on that. And she's a person is she is knowing all the person name by face, by family. Okay, so that she is capable to dealing all the situations. So class teacher is just like that person. Okay, the similar way, the self-evaluation is happening in the performance review. Okay, professional performance review. Self-evaluation help us to access our own performance at different times. Okay, and situation and give us the scope to changes. You know that I think in when the people now preparing for the IS, so they are not taking the coaching now. They are hiring a one mentor. Okay, like the way of learning is now changing. ଆଗରୁ କଣ ହଉଥିଲା ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ କୋଚିଂ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଯାଉଥିଲୁ ସେଠି ଯାଇକି ପଢଉଥିଲୁ ତ ସେଗୁଡାକ ଥିଲା ଟ୍ରାଡିସନ ବଟ୍ ନାଉ ହ୍ୱାଟ ହ୍ୟାପେନ୍ ଏବେ ଚେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ନାଉ वी हैव व्हाट मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम ଯଦି ଆମେ ଦିଲ୍ଲୀ ଯିବା ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ଆଗରେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଆଇଏଏସ୍ ଓଏଏସ୍ ପାଇଁ ପ୍ରିପାରେସନ ହବା ଆଇଏଏସ୍ ପାଇଁ ଆଇପିଏସ୍ ପାଇଁ ବେସିକାଲି ପ୍ରିପାରେସନ ହବା so they are not having any kind of coaching center they are providing like what is Indian history economics so they are only focusing that mentorship program what is that mentorship. So one person is always with you, dedicatedly with you, and that person is giving you tags. So as you come to different some tags. कि आज ते ए tax complete करिवार अछि. गोटे चार्ट सेट दे दो. अब तू तमे सकाळ के तरह उठिबो तमे डिफाइन करियो. That 9 टा 10 टा को करी 10 टा 11 टा को करी 11 टा 12 टा को करी up to you have to giving a schedule for the 24 hours including your sleeping what time you have to spend all the things you have to mention in chapter and what is the 10 key point that you have to must to do you put it point define karibi and what is the most important area I have to focus means it is very odd the same panchta area put chapter another is what is the thing I have not done mu kali jo points guda lekhi deli se points bitaru mu koda kale तो सेटा गोटे फिल अप लास्ट में थिबो व्हाट इज योर डे माने जेतो म सकाळ उठिली मु केते पानी पीबी मेंटरशिप प्रोग्राम देखो फर्स्ट इट इज यू आर हाउ इट इज इवैल्यूएटिंग प्रथम से क्लास दे देती मु से चैट सेंटर दे गेली तो क्लास दे देती से क्लास से देती तो मैं आज केते पानी तापर तुम्हारा मूड आज केते व्हेन यू गेट अप सो व्हाट इज योर मूड सो इट इज हैविंग अ डिफरेंट इमोशन एंड देन द 10 points then you have to be rating yourself. So when you are going to the bed and you have to rate yourself, what is your rating out of 5? Okay, and when the things is over on the Sunday, you have to sit with your mentor. Mentor is seeing all the things. Is having all the copies. Okay, you have to send all the things in every day. But mentor is sit with you one day. That is Sunday, and is having a long meeting. What your performance, what is your marking, everything the person is discussing and giving you a target. That in this way you have to build this. Okay, so that is what the mentorship program. A mentorship program purpose is there. The person केवल तुमको जगी आ तुमरे जते बेले 24 hours भितरे जते बेले प्रॉब्लम हो you have to give a call. So nothing is there. देखो तो this is chapter. Hello. Simply daily life में तो चार का नंबर होता है। हाँ, this one. Okay, so it giving you a time. Water intake. Okay, just give a tick. Then it is your mood tracker. Monday, what is your mood? Tuesday, it is a mood tracker. This daily basis you have to do. Means Monday, if it is Tuesday, you have to give a tick mark on the Tuesday and what is your mood and how much water you have to take. It is your time period. Okay. And you have to define to-do list. Okay. Then what is your priority list? Then your notes. Notes means if you have to not able to do any kind of to-do list, then you have to write a note over it. Then rate yourself out of 5. Okay. So these are the including in the word in the mentorship program. These are preparing for the IS and C. You are tracking. Let's see. Coaching, this should be a mentorship. Okay. If you follow your life, it giving you a good impact. If you preparation, okay. If you are targeting something and you have to do it. Preparation and some of our past started for failure area. That's what knowledge is. If much also it is a preparation for it. And this is what I answer now. काम करे लक्ष्य करते हैं but से तो समझ नहीं सर ओकरा मात्रा एकदम धोई दो स्टूडेंट लो ट्रॉफी बोले स्टूडेंट আছে কলকাতার আছে সে এই যে প্রিপারেশন করতে তারা গোটে বর্ষার প্রিপারেশন হুଏ মানে কেমনি প্রিপেয়ার করছি when he is going to taking a tea মানে ঠিক 4টা রাতে উঠিছো এবারে শোইবো মানে 4টা রাতে উঠিছো 4টা রাতে উঠে কি 5টা বেলা সে 5:30 বেলা পর্যন্ত কি সে যাবে মানে ওয়াকিং করে যায় তো দেখে জানো তো আছে তাহলে ইয়ারফোন ଦେଇକି ସେ ଦେଖୁଥିବ ଆଜି କଣ କଣ ପଢିବ ତ କଣ କରୁଛି ରାତିରେ ତ ଖାଇବାକୁ ଆଣିବାକୁ ଯିବ ହେଲେ ମୋବାଇଲ ଦେଖିକି that means କେତେ ପରିଶ୍ରମ କରିବ and କୋଚିଂ କରୁ ନା କୋଚିଂ ତ ମାନେ ନର୍ମାଲି ବହି ପଢିକି ହେଇଯାଉଛି I'm giving you money for the mentorship. Similarly, how coaching is out coaching but outside coaching outside mentorship. अब सेल लोग को ही समझ में इवैल्यूएट जब हम टैक्स दबा तो इवैल्यूएट डेटा सिविल ये प्रोसीजर समझिए self presentation like exploration the person is having a good mark is not like that they're successful means first of all you are how you have to present yourself okay আমি তবে কোন হচ্ছে যে তবে কোনসি পার্টি ফাটি এই সব যাচ্ছে based upon the party based upon the exam we have to present ourselves okay আমি তবে পার্টি কে যাচ্ছে তার ড্রেসটা অলগা রହୁଛି ବାରାତି କୁ ଯିବା ପାଇଁ ଡ୍ରେସ ଅଲଗା ରହୁଛି ଆଉ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ରିସେପସନ କୁ ଯାଉଛୁ ତାର ଡ୍ରେସ ଅଲଗା ରହୁଛି ପୂଜା ହେଲେ ତାର ଗୋଟେ ଅଲଗା ରହୁଛି ଫଙ୍କସନ ହେଲେ ଅଲଗା so that means how you have to represent yourself on the occasion wise we have to change our dress code has also changed. So self presentation is the conscious and unconscious process of presenting oneself to others in a way that shape how they perceive you तुम्हारा ड्रेस ही तुमको रेस्पेक्ट दो और अन्य जने तुम विषय से वे चिंता कर ऐसा हम एटा ओडिसा कल्चर रे बा इंडिया कल्चर रे खास कर एटा बेसी हो और ओडिसा कल्चर रे तो एटा बेसी ओके फ्रॉम द ड्रेसिंग दे हैव टू परसीव योर्स कौन बोलू सर साइड दिया it involves intentionally conveying information and managing the impression others from about you through the various behaviors, including verbal and non-verbal. Your dress codes and your presentation, it is representing you in the form of non-verbal display. It may be a verbal display, somebody saying you are gorgeous, somebody saying that there is no need to say anything. Like from your dress code, capable to know that. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଧର ଗୋଟେ ଚା ଦୋକାନ କୁ ଯିବା ହାଫ ପ୍ୟାଣ୍ଟ ପିନ୍ଧିକି ଯିବ ଆଉ ବସ ମୁଁ ଟାଇ ପ୍ୟାଣ୍ଟ ପିନ୍ଧିକି ଯିବି ସାର ବସ ସିଟ୍ କାଢିକି ପୋଛି ବସିକି that is the okay police ଟା ଯଦି ସିଭିଲ ଡ୍ରେସ ରେ କେହି ବସାଇବେ ଡ୍ରେସ ପିନ୍ଧିକି ଯିବ ସରିଲା that is the power of the presentation how you have to present yourself okay this can be considered a form of impression management where individuals try to create desired image or influence other opinion ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଜॉब को ଯିବା ତ କୌଣସି इंटरव्यू ଦବା ତମେ ଦେଖିଥିବ मूवी रे ତ ସେ ସବୁ टाई फाई पिंदी ଗୋଟେ ड्रेस नहीं जान and if you are watching the 12th grade exam then the IAS officer interview then is wearing the coat ଜୋତା ଭଲ ଜୋତା ପିନ୍ଧିକି ରହୁଛି ବସ୍ତି ରହୁଥିଲାଟି ଏ ଜୋତା टाई ड्रेस ପିନ୍ଧିକି ସେଠିକି ନିଜର इंटरव्यू ଦବ बेसी casual लेके जाओ that means about from your dress other people are opinioning yourself so you have to maintain it तो से कहि परिबे जे मोटा कपड़ मोटा कहि परिबे बट हमको से मेंटेन करबो ओके जज यू हैव टू ड्रेस हां हां it is a, like 80% judgment is happened from your dress okay तो से ता पर 20% तुम से कथा ले जानी बुझियो हां ठीक अछि ये प्लेन ओके बट 80% रो हमें एटा ऑटोमेटिक गोटे जजमेंट आसे ओके बिकॉज़ ऑफ व्हाट बिकॉज़ ऑफ द सोसाइटी हमें को सोसाइटी रहउछ दैट इज आल्सो ओके सो वेयरिंग द जीन्स एंड यू आर गोइंग टू योर विलेज हां बुली बुली की माने साइकिल चला जाए तो बुली बुली की पॉसिबल बट नाउ इन कटक सिटी ऑफ भुवनेश्वर okay भुवनेश्वर इज ऑलमोस्ट ऑल कॉमन भुवनेश्वर की बच्चा ही है ये पर वो ज्यादा ऑटोमेटिक के हां देखिए ना मुझे ऑनलाइन भुवनेश्वर की ऑनलाइन का समझ हां ऑनलाइन को ऑनलाइन चला लो सर that is means it depends upon the society where you live ओके अब भुवनेश्वर सिटी में तमे जदी माने को जल्दी चली जाउछथि तो कमन एठी जते गंगरे बोतल एठी दैट मींस व्हाट भुवनेश्वर कांटेक्ट करे तुमे जो बळे पाइबो आपन संग पाइबो नि मां के संग पाइबो संग पाइबो मैं भाई भुवनेश्वर किसी न and there is a mix up city মানে ସବୁଆଡୁ ସବୁ ଜାଗାରୁ ଲୋକ ଆସୁଛନ୍ତି and they are busy ପଇସା ଘରେ ବା ମୋ ସାମ୍ନା ଆପାର୍ଟମେଣ୍ଟ ରେ ଆମେ ରହୁଛୁ ସାମ୍ନା ଘରେ କଣ ହଉଛି ଆମେ ଜାଣିପାରୁଛୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ଏଠି ଆମର କଣ ହଉଛି ସାହିରେ କଣ ହଉଛି ଆମକୁ ଜଣା ହଁ ମତେ ଡାକିଲେନି ତାଙ୍କୁ ବାହାଘର ସେଦିନ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ବାର୍ଥଡେ କରିକି କହିଲେ ବଡ ବି ହେଇଥିଲା ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର city like everybody is busy in their life nobody is bothered about what is happening in the world ଏଠି କଣ ହବ ଏଠି ସମସ୍ତେ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ ବି କରିବେ ସାଇଡରେ ରହିବେ ଆଉ କିଛି ଯଦି ହେଲା ନିଜ ପୁଅର 10th ରେଜଲ୍ଟ ଭାରତ ଖରାପ ହେଇଥିବ ଏଠି ରହିଲା that is the factor ଏଠି କିଛି ନାହିଁ ରେଜଲ୍ଟ କିଛି ମ୍ୟାଟର କରେ ବେଶୀ ଚୋର ଏ ସବୁ ଜାଗା ସେଲ୍ଫ ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟେସନ ଭଲ ଡ୍ରେସ ପିନ୍ଧିବା ସେ ସୁଟ ବୁଟ ଚୋରି କରି ନେଇ ପାରି then next is self focusing to act the directing one's attention and thought inward onto oneself and one's thought feeling and sensation like the act of directing one's attention and thought inward the जनकर thought process जनकर अटेंशन को निज आड़ केन टाइम में क्लास से झगड़ा करे अगर पार्टी कोई अटेंशन ता तो हां बैड अटेंशन गुड अटेंशन भी हो बैड अटेंशन गुड अटेंशन की तरह से क्वेश्चन की तरह से मार्क आंसर करो देन इन्वॉल्वमेंट्स ओके क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर राउंड लाइक क्लास पार्टिसिपेशन को केते करू एटा को भी अटेंशन एंड क्लासरूम कॉलेज रे समथिंग कोन थे यू आर हैविंग 250 स्टूडेंट्स विल 135 स्टूडेंट थिबे तार तो तुम यदि पार्टिसिपेट करतो टीचर से बोल कोई so that means attention and thought involves निज thought process से पड़ेगा onto oneself and one's thought feeling and senses our feeling से पड़ेगा it involves paying more attention to the internal states as opposed to the external stimuli or other individuals paying more attention to the internal state अरे कौन सी अरे लाइट अरे कौन सुधा है अब क्या कहते हैं हाँ इधर और झोड़ा इधर पड़ोसी में से अरे इंटरनल है ओके so that means what यदि से पिलाटा आसुनी then हमें कौन कौन से ना मिशन से I am crossing why or not why I am not coming to देगा it's over the mission और इतना कोर्स है वो मेडिकल बाबा कॉलेज ये सब थिंग्स आर when you are focusing on that and as about the external stimuli or other individual self focusing can enhance self awareness okay self awareness allowing individual to understand their own mental and emotional state self focusing can enhance self awareness এটা হচ্ছে self focusing এর কাজ ছিল না you have to awareness about yourself that you केमती पढ़ी के आसे दिस गोटे क्लासेस रे सर कोन करचोंती ना गोटे पिला प्रायोरिटी दोउ पचारचोंती काहे की पचारचोंती ना ये जिंस करू आंसर करी आसे खाता देखो so you are having awareness to that so I have to do like that and like more work on that way that anybody is focusing on me allowing individual to understand their own mental and emotional state the mental state को भी पूछिए हो और emotional state okay self focusing can be beneficial allowing for self reflection and understanding is how you have to reflect yourself तो मु केमती निजो रिफ्लेक्ट करिवि how I have to improve myself that every person is giving a priority on me. So that giving you more self focusing allowing you self reflection and understanding. However, excessive or not negative self focusing can contribute anxiety, depression and other psychological. तो जन जन कोन करती तो मूवी देखि माने अधिक सोभज करिया पे अधिक ट्रायल नियंतु अधिक ट्रायल ले तापर तापर तो ताले का एंजाइटी आसो आ देन साइकोलॉजिकल इफेक्ट भी आसो okay that means what you want that you want but you have to represent yourself main thing is what you have to express it I mean if expressive hoba then you having a attention on how not that you try kariyo if you are copying to anybody then you feel like okay আমি কপি করি মানে মু তা ভଳି হବାକୁ চেষ্টা করি তাহলে মু ମୋ ପାଖରେ anxiety আছে ଆଉ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ନିଜକୁ ମେଣ୍ଟେନ କରିବା ଆଉ ତାକୁ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରୁଭ କରିବି then I am having a success ବୁଝିଲେ next is self monitoring this last one I'm covering self monitoring means you have to monitor yourself ନିଜକୁ ନିଜ monitor କରିବ self monitoring is a psychological concept where individual consciously observe and adjust their behavior and emotions ମୁଁ ନିଜକୁ ନିଜ observe କରେ ମୁଁ ଅଧିକ ଇମୋଶନାଲ ହେଇଯିବ ମୁଁ ଅଧିକ ବିହେଭିୟର ଟା ଖରାପ that means ଜଣେ କରୁଥିବ ତମ ଉପରେ ନେଗେଟିଭ ଜିନିଷ କରୁଥିବ but you have to control yourself ମୁଁ ଯଦି କିଛି କହିଦେବି then ମୋ behavior ଖରାପ okay we are behaving to others in the situation and in the friend circle also I mean the friend circle যদি behave করছে ঘরে আমরা অলগা রହୁছি টিচার ମାନଙ୍କ পাখରେ অলগା রହୁছি so that means what our behavior has changed based upon the situation based upon the person so that is means it's self monitoring is a psychological concept where individual consciously observe ମୁଁ observe କରିବି କୋଉ ଜାଗାରେ ମତେ କୋଉ ପ୍ରକାର behavior କରିବାର ଅଛି and adjust their behavior ଆଉ ସେ ଜାଗାରେ ମତେ adjustment କରିବାର that means what that is somebody is inviting to you okay ଯଦି ଘରକୁ ତମକୁ ଡାକିଛି invite କରିଛି କୌଣସି ଖାଇବା ଦବା ପାଇଁ and you are expecting a lot of thingsemo ଖାଇବାରେ या ମିଳିବ हां एक्सपेक्टिंग କରିଛ କିନ୍ତୁ ଗଲା ବେଳକୁ ବିରିୟାନୀ ଦେଇଛି ବିରିୟାନୀ ମତେ କିଛି ଏତେ ଭଲ ବିରିୟାନୀ ଚାଉଳଟା ପୋଡ଼ି ଦେଇଛି हां ସେତେବେଳେ ବୋଧେ ଖାଇବାରେ ତମେ ଯଦି କହିବ ପୁରା ପୋଡ଼ାଟା ଦେଇଛ କିଛି ନା ଭଲ ଲାଗୁନି ଆମ ଘର ପାଖ ଖାଇବା ଲାଗି that means we are adjusting on that that is called self adjustment the adjustment जल्दी हमें करूचे ताले हम बिहेवियर टा अलग तापर सी कम करियो तो तार खाइबो तापर सी रियलाइज करियो अरे so let them to realize what they are and monitoring is also helping you for emotions self presentation response to the social cues and situations okay तो हमको निज को जेते बडा हमें प्रेजेंट करू ଆମେ ନିଜକୁ ମନିଟର କରିବା ଯେ କେମିତି ମନିଟର କରିବା ଅଲଗା ମାନେ କେମିତି ହେଇକି ଯାଉଛନ୍ତି ଆଉ ଆମେ ସେ ସିଚୁଏସନ ରେ କଣ ହେଇକି that is monitoring because of as human is called a social animal तो सोसाइटी को नेकी ही हमें पहुंचुचे तो सोसाइटी रे जोरा चलौछि सेटा को नेकी हम दियो हम जे सोसाइटी बाहर को जीवन तक हमको बैड भी कोई करी बदमाश भी कोई करी खराब भी कोई तो के हेल्प न करी पारना हमें एकुटिया सर्वाइव करि परिबानी हमें लोक को नेकी ही सर्वाइव करी self monitoring involves being aware of one's behavior and its impact on others and then consciously adjusting their behavior to fit in the social context जोटे के हमें behavior को adjust करिबा जोटे के आउ जन को impact करे जे हमें माने क्रूएल हवा रूडली जन को बिहेव करिबा ताले जेतरे असुविधा संभव से तो हमें सोशल कंटेक्स्ट रे केमते समस्त को एक्सेप्ट करिबा जेमति कि रास्ता रे हमें जेतबे जाबो हम घर पाखरे कटक रे रहउछि कटक रे हमने गली अधिक कोनसी जगह जाई हम हमें कोनसी घर काम करिबा हमें से जगह स्पेस रखिबा जे आउर लोक रे उनको नहीं मो घर आगो मो रास्ता मो से ता घर आगे ता रास्ता से बाली को कीटो तुम बोला बाली डेगी जीवन से जाई पारे तो दैट यू हैव टू एडजस्टमेंट काम चालुची मो अन्य लोक जीवाको भी रास्ता देबी आ मो भी किसी जगह नेबी तापर सी भी जो मो पे एडजस्ट करूची ता कोन होले मते एडजस्टमेंट करेबो okay so individual high self monitoring are more likely to change their behavior to adapt specific social situation while those low in self monitoring tend to have more line with their internal belief and feelings so individuals high in self monitoring are more likely to change their behavior to adapt specific social the specific social situation को जदि हम adapt करिवार अछि त हम बेसी मॉनिटर करबो social situation के आसे when the girls is getting married तो मैरिज है कि आउ गोटे घर को जीवे तो सेते बेले ताको ସେମାନେ ସେଲ୍ଫ ମନିଟରିଂ ହେଇକି ରହିବେ ଯେ ମୁଁ ଏଇ ୱେରେ କାମ କଲେ ଯେ ମତେ ଏଇ ଘରେ ଆକ୍ସେପ୍ଟ କରିବେ ବେସିକାଲି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏଇଟା ଚେଞ୍ଜେସ୍ ହୁଏ after the marriage of a girl child while those low in self monitoring tend to act more like their internal belief ଯଦି ଆମେ सेल्फ मॉनिटरिंग न करिबा ताले हमर इंटरनल बिलीफ सिस्टम okay self monitoring also refer to the ability to control one expression behavior अधिक एक्सप्रेसिव होबा कोई ଗୋଟେ एग्जांपल ले हम खाइबाटा खराब है जे যদি अधिक मां को कोई करे ये बाहर जगह रे करबा एक्सप्रेसिव नहीं करबा and self presentation and it is also focusing the non verbal cues to convey the desired message or impulse. It is also creating a impression on a particular person. Okay, हमें निजु को monitor करिबा, then it creating impression to the others. कोई ना ये follow पिलाटे, follow पिलाटे, इसको impression create करे कारण ना self. तो self monitoring ने हमें निजु को निजे ही हमें कम करो ना control करे तो और निजु को निजे ही हमें करो. Okay, so it's all about today. So next class we move to the self discipline. Discipline. Sorry.